Will this DoorDash catering order be worth the wait? We'll find out. I'm sitting here in a parking lot outside of a restaurant waiting on a catering order that should have been ready now. It's about 11:40, but according to the restaurant, they're saying that the order is not supposed to be ready until 12 o'clock. Well, 12 o'clock is the expected arrival time to the customer. That's a common thing that seems to happen with a lot of these catering order opportunities. At least it's been my experience. I'm pretty sure that some of you may concur with me on this, though. Earlier this week, on a different app, the same thing happened. I walked in, the guy says, "Oh, okay, yeah, we'll be working on your order soon because it's not supposed to be ready until 7 o'clock. And then I told him this order is supposed to be ready now. And I showed him an app. According to the app, as far as what I've been instructed, it's supposed to be ready right now, 6:15, and 7 o'clock is the projected drop-off time to the customer. Oh, okay, we'll work on it. And about 20 minutes later, the order was ready. Now, this is actually the second catering order opportunity that I've accepted today. Today is Thursday, May 9, 2024. Today is somewhat of an off day for me because I actually had a brokered opportunity that took me long distance, and I've got a Gig Geezer segment on that one as well. So I figured, though, well, it has to be something compelling to get me out the house or stop what I'm doing and get me out the house. That first catering order opportunity showed an offer amount of $25. And when I arrived there at the restaurant, the lady told me, "Oh, no, this order is supposed to be for tomorrow. It was updated for tomorrow. And I guess it didn't update in the system for you." I've had that happen too. On a catering order opportunity, same thing, showed up. The order was supposed to be ready, let's say 2 o'clock today, but it's 2 o'clock tomorrow. And so what ended up happening is I got half pay on that order, I got half pay on this one. So what it's telling me then, that had I completed the order and it was ready today, it would have paid just a tick under $45. I got half pay for $22.45. So I'm like, okay, for 20 minutes of my time going from the Geezer compound to the restaurant and then drive back to the house, what the fuck, okay? So I'm back at the Geezer compound and about to start on working on the other video that I just mentioned, and I still had not turned off the DoorDash app. And I come back in the room and I see this app showing an offer amount for $18. And so I'm like, And the drop-off location is literally right down the street from the Geezer compound. I mean, we're talking, if I were to drive over from the house, including waiting for stoplights, it's probably gonna take 5 minutes from the Geezer compound. So that's the other reason why I figured I'd just go on out there and do the order. Now, my having accepted 2 catering order opportunities or large order opportunities tells me then that DoorDash is still full of shit. DoorDash is still coming out with these multiple iterations of mind games telling you how acceptance rate, and completing all the fucking orders that you got coming your way, and also maintaining a high DoorDash driver rating is important to receive higher paying order opportunities. My acceptance rate is like 2%, 3%. So what does that tell you? It kind of confirms once again with one of my old sayings of accept less, earn more still works. It also tells me that you can choose to be a Tony Zhu employee, or you can choose not to be a Tony Zhu employee. You can choose to go along with the many iterations of mind games, or you can choose not to go along with the many iterations of mind games. Take your choice. So what we're going to do is continue to wait for this order. I normally don't wait for orders. I really don't wait for orders, especially on the DoorDash app. I'll just say fuck it and go on. But I figure, what the fuck? This is basically an off day, and this is good. This is good fodder material for a Gig Geezer segment. So when I get back, we will wrap up this particular segment of the Gig Geezer. And by the way, if you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit that subscribe button. Give my content a thumbs up. Share my content among others, and I definitely welcome your comments in the section below. All right, so the order is now ready. As you see on the inset, those are the pictures of the order. One box, one Chipotle box. That doesn't portend that this order going to pay more than $18. Now, I'm also somewhat skeptical that this order will pay any more because of where it's going to. I've delivered a catering order before to this particular place, and it's not like they're the most generous of tippers. So on the onset, I'm going to say that this was not worth my while. Yet, you just never know with these things. It's DoorDash. If this were on a different app, you know what you would have earned, tip included, prior to. So that's when you talk on those terms, this is what I think pisses off a lot of DoorDash drivers because of the mind games of hitting tips. You have a catering order opportunity, you show this offer amount of $18, and it is 50-50 that it's going to pay more than $18. Of course, I've done Gig Geezer segments on which I got burned even worse. I mean, I got scorched, where I recall one night taking a Ruth Chris supposedly large order opportunity out to a hotel. The offer amount was like $8. Yeah, it was $8, and that's all it paid. I was on steam. I recall another one that I may have done a Gig Geezer segment on. Same thing happened. It was supposedly a large order opportunity. The offer amount was like $8.50, and that's all it paid. And I was about to take off like a rocket. Thoughts that I had of doing was going back, taking the food, throwing it against the door, doing damage against people's property. Yeah. And of course, there's a lot of viral videos of people reacting that way to DoorDash orders in which people did not tip or what have you. So, I mean, I am literally, as I'm talking, I am almost, I'm not gonna say halfway there, but I'm closing in on halfway to the drop-off location. So when I get back, we will definitely close up with some final thoughts and see exactly what the order paid, and I'll give you my final assessment of whether this was worth my while or not. It's interesting that it's just as late as 3 years ago when wait times was a big issue for us gig drivers when we would pick up orders from restaurants, and that was due to the shutdowns and the increased demand for people depending on gig food delivery apps. The fact that I still had to wait for order, we all still have to wait for orders, may not be as commonplace as it was, but it's still a reality. Now, I do want to kind of correct myself on this. I mentioned that that I basically don't wait for orders these days. That is true. If it's depending on what it is, what the order is, where it's from, and what app, I won't wait. But here's the thing DoorDash kind of puts you in a corner in those situations, in that and somebody can correct me on in the comment section below. It used to be for a while that DoorDash had a timer within the app, and if you waited more than like 15-20 minutes, then the app would prompt you and say, hey, do you still want to continue to wait for this order? And if you decide on unassigning it, you will be able to move on to the next order without any counts, any penalty or any marks against your completion rate. Well, with that first catering order, I contacted DoorDash support. In fact, we went back and forth 3 times, and ultimately the lady did unassign me from the order, but it counted against my completion rate. So this is where I see where DoorDash kind of boxes you into being obligated with orders, because if you unassign yourself from the order, it appears that it's going to count against your completion rate, and supposedly you got to maintain at least a 90% completion rate. And if you go to DoorDash support and they unassign, it still counts against you. So you kind of double fucked. But again, correct me if I'm wrong. So here's the payoff moment. The question is, was this order worth my while? Well, considering that I spent almost an hour, I'd say right at about 50 minutes on this order, about 50 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes on this order, it paid no more than offered, $18. So that tells me that, okay, I got what I asked for, some fodder material, but it also tells me that what I suspected to be true about the customer, they were not the most generous tippers, and that's on me. So that's all I have to share for this segment of the Gig Geezer. If you like the content that's been provided in this segment or in any other segment, hit the subscribe button, give my content a thumbs up, share my content among others, and I definitely welcome comments in the section below. I'm Inwood Lane. As always, may your grind and may your hustle continue.